Welcome to the Never Been Promoted podcast and YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to help you cut the time to all the things that are holding you back so you can unleash your entrepreneur. All right, welcome back to Never Been Promoted. We're going live today. Today, we're going to have a little bit more fun with Joe Apfelbaum. He's going to tell me I mispronounced it. I'm sure of it. It's one of those names you're going to remember, Apfelbaum. Look it up on LinkedIn. He's got some amazing technology to help you with engagement and stuff on LinkedIn, and we're gonna go through that. Actually, I think see a live demo as well, so that's pretty exciting. If today is the first time you've ever seen this channel or really listened to anything, it's your first time. I hope it's the first of many. And if you've been here before, I hope you come back because we're on that mission, help you get better at entrepreneurship, unleash the entrepreneur within you, help you cut the tie to all those things that are holding you back in life and to becoming successful. Small cough there, not to blow your ear out. And if I can help you do that anyway through some of these interviews and the interesting people that we bring on the show, that you just try to learn something from their journey, learn something from what they're doing in the world. And if you have more questions, obviously reach out to them or me to help do that. I only have one ask ever, really, is just kind of, it's if you like what you see or hear, do the 5-star review on the podcast, your favorite platform like Apple or Spotify, and give the YouTube channel as well a little subscribe. Be great. YouTube.com/neverbeenpromoted. But enough shameless plugs. Let's get our guest in here, Mr. Joe. Joe, how are you doing today?
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for being my connection on LinkedIn, and thank you for having me on this wonderful podcast. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to give people a voice with artificial intelligence. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but LinkedIn now has 1 billion members.
1 billion.
And most people have absolutely no idea how to use LinkedIn. I just did a search on LinkedIn today, and I wanted to know how many LinkedIn coaches and how many LinkedIn trainers are there right now. Can you guess? Like, if you type in LinkedIn trainer.
Oh, I call it the cockroaches of LinkedIn. They're necessary, but you can't get rid of them. I think it's, I'd probably guess it's 250,000.
Right. I would also imagine that. I thought there were so many people that are LinkedIn trainers. If I Google the word LinkedIn trainer, I would imagine that there. Could you load up the results on the screen? I actually have the.
Oh yeah,
results.
let me add that in.
Okay, so check this out. I just typed in LinkedIn trainer. I quoted it. I searched for people, and look how many results show up on LinkedIn.
You're gonna have to read that out loud because though I have great eyesight, it's gone. So
it's 830 results right here.
And that's with the specific name. So I think if you were to really look at that from other names that do the exact same thing, like we help people coach and do business consulting as well.
Yes.
And it's even higher.
If I do coaching, there's another 700 people that do LinkedIn coaching. So there's not a lot of that have the word LinkedIn coaching, LinkedIn training, LinkedIn speaker, all that are on LinkedIn. There's only 2,000. And so I'm like, wow, there's 1 billion people on LinkedIn, and there's only 2,000, let's say 5,000 people that teach LinkedIn, period. What's going on? And I started reaching out to LinkedIn trainers, and the reason I reached out to them is because I want to send them business. I have 10,000 people using my AI for LinkedIn, this one here called Evie AI, and many of them need help with LinkedIn. And so I said, maybe I'll create a LinkedIn trainer directory, and a lot of the LinkedIn trainers that write LinkedIn trainer on their profile no longer do LinkedIn training. They just haven't had the time to update their profile.
I'm going to make it easy. You just send them instantly relevant, and we'll coach them how to use this stuff in a context of, because you need a little bit more than just doing what you're doing on this. It has to be part of a bigger strategy to be really effective. But you're going to send them instantly relevant.
100%. But if the people are curious and they want to find the LinkedIn trainer, my point is that there's room for people to make money on LinkedIn. And you can call them cockroaches if you want, but there's not a lot of them.
I'm one of them.
But there aren't a lot of them. There's not a lot of cockroaches on LinkedIn. There's not a lot of people on LinkedIn that are helping other people with LinkedIn. And it's, there's 60 million people that log into LinkedIn every single day and spend more than 17 minutes a day on LinkedIn. And so the biggest problem that I saw people have is that they don't have the time to use LinkedIn. They don't have the time to post, engage, and message. And so if I'm pulling up your profile on LinkedIn, and I love pulling people's profiles when they interview me on their podcasts, and I just pull you up just like this. You see this? This is what loads on your profile. Your profile is very optimized. You have 34,000 followers. You have a call to action. You have a top voice badge. You have a a verification thing. You have a little logo here. You literally went through every nook and cranny, but and your about section is missing content. I mean,
Oh,
you
that's
have
right. I'm a simplist. I intentionally make one line because no one reads them.
exactly. I mean, no one reads it besides Google, so you want to do it or a LinkedIn search. So, bottom line is you want to be able to rank your profile to
Actually, so
rank
wait,
before.
let me. That's a good point. So I do simplistic there because I'm always one who says, "Hey, I draw people into my profile, so I'm not as worried about search." But you make a good point. I should do more there in a different way
And let me show you
because
how
of
to
the
do that in
search.
seconds. I'll show you how to do that in seconds. Watch
Let's
this. I'm
do it
gonna
right now. We can
let's do it
change
right
mine. I'm going
now.
to take it. You're going to put it in chat, and I'm going to update mine.
I'm gonna
So
go
let
to
me just let me set the stage real quick. So Joe is the founder of AI, and this is a cool tech. This is a slightly different kind of podcast we have. So if you're listening to it, we're doing this live on. Because this will become a podcast. So, Joe, as you're doing this, make sure you're describing what you're doing, and so people can go check out the YouTube video. But this is planned. I wanted you guys to see what this technology can do in real time, but we'll get into some of the nuances and stuff behind it. But go and do your thing. I'm going to take it from comment, and I'm going to go put it right on my account right now.
Guys, if you're watching this right now, give this video a like and put your LinkedIn URL in the chat. Let us know what you do for a living. Put in your top 2 keywords in the chat. What I'm
Perfect.
doing now is I'm copying and pasting information about Thomas into Evie AI. So I went to evieai.com, sign up for a free account. On the left side, clicked on Profile Optimizer. I'm just putting some information that I'm copying and pasting from his account in order to be able to have some context for the AI to go ahead and write his about section. Now, I not only want information about him, so I'm just going to take some information from his services page that he has over here. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to take some information from his experience. You see, he doesn't have enough information here, but I'm going to take some information about his experience here. I'm going to copy and paste some information from there. And
We're
as
going
you
to
can
redo my profile right now.
yeah,
It's great.
I'm gonna redo it, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of education that you have here, because you do have a little bit of education on the bottom there, and I'm gonna paste it. So I
Bare
got all
minimum.
4,000 words in there. I'm gonna change your tone to motivational because you're pretty motivational, and your goal is thought leadership. It could be lead generation, but let's just say thought leadership.
I'd say thought leadership's better. I think lead
Yeah, yeah.
generation is an effective thought leadership. So.
Okay, great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to copy everything that's there just so that I have a copy of everything that I entered into the prompt. But look at this. In just about 3 seconds, I got a pretty good about section with with emojis, and I can give it more instructions to use emojis, to not use emojis, or whatever it is.
Let's dump emojis. I think emojis scream in this day and age AI.
Okay,
And
so we can dump the emojis, but I just want to show you something over here. Check this out. Background information, what we do, how we do it, your next step, call to action. So let's quickly review this and see if this has any value. So I help you and your business leverage LinkedIn for brand awareness, executive eminence, and revenue growth. Work with me and double your LinkedIn revenue and explode your YouTube channel. Marketing professionals, sales leaders, and entrepreneurs leverage my intelligent marketing systems to stop guessing how to get leads and grow your business with LinkedIn and YouTube. No brand wrecking spammy automation, avatars, or cold outreach. What do you think of that background information on who you are and what you do?
I think it's excellent. I think the YouTube piece I need to drop, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not focused enough for those who come in. Though we do it very well, I think it's something that's it's 2 calls to action. So I probably need to
Amazing.
tighten that out.
Amazing. And by the way, a lot of people want to do LinkedIn and YouTube hand in hand, so it's not a bad idea because YouTube
Let's leave it
helps.
then.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Let's
yeah.
go ahead and leave it in.
A
My
lot of
initial thing is it's not focused enough, but I'm one
no,
who
it's
really,
good
really tries.
because a lot of people are like, how do I leverage LinkedIn together with YouTube? Because YouTube is the
Yep.
SEO piece. And by the way, I'm just going to paste a bunch of information in here just so that you have this, and then you could use it later. So
Oh, it's coming in. We're just going to do it right now.
okay, so you can go in and you can take this information, remove the emojis if you want, just kind of mess with it, add whatever you want or don't want, and and then update your LinkedIn in real time. Now, one of the things that I love to do for people, and by the way, I'm going to share with you here, Evie AI is also a Chrome extension that's built into LinkedIn. It's kind of like Grammarly. It doesn't use your LinkedIn account, doesn't know anything about LinkedIn. It doesn't use cookies or anything like that. It's just a little standalone extension that provides you with templates. You see there's a bunch of different templates. It provides you with the ability to generate comments and write posts and a bunch of other stuff all integrated into LinkedIn. And so if I, for example, see that you looked at my profile, I can select this template here that says profile view. I can click on it and it says, thank you so much for checking out my profile. And I just insert it and I press send. And now I just sent you a DM that says, thank you for checking out my profile. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens of templates available that you can add to Evie AI, and it makes it really fast. But if you do want to use the AI, let's say, for example, Rick. Rick is one of my clients. I'm going to give him a like, and I want to stay top of mind with him so he refers business to me. I just literally hit generate. It reads his post, and it writes a very, very nice, well-written, short comment with my voice that I could just put on LinkedIn like that. I first read it, make sure it makes sense, make sure it's related to the post, and then I post it. Brendan, for example, is another client of mine. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hit generate. It's going to read his post, and I'm going to stay top of mind with him. Now, what I like to do as a bonus is I like to click on their name and just add it as kind of like a mention, and then I press post just like that. Alex Hermosi, he's not a client of mine, but he is a first-degree connection. He wrote several books, including $100 million offers. You see that? I'm going to go into his profile. I'm going to click on show all posts, and you can see his profile is already saved into Evie AI, so you can actually save profiles into lists, and I'll show you how that works. But if I want to stay top of mind with his audience, I can just draft a comment, insert it, and then boom, there you go. I just wrote a comment with a little question for him over there that he'll never answer. So if I want to go into
content.
I love his content too. So if I want to go in here and I click on save profiles, now I see every profile that I've ever saved. You see that? So if I want to pull your profile, for example, I see your profile here, and your profile is not yet, doesn't look like your profile is saved yet. Oh, actually it is saved.
I just did a small chunk on it for you, just so
nice.
I could get out of it. Get out.
So I'm going to click on
saved on yours. Yeah. So saved
so
yours.
I click on networking. I can click on conversation because we had a conversation. So I could do conversation 2024. You see that? So what I can do podcast host if you're a podcast host. I can add you to lots of different, LinkedIn trainer. You see that? I can add you as a LinkedIn trainer here because now I know you're a LinkedIn trainer. So I added you to a bunch of lists. So if I want to see all the people that are in a particular list, I can select a list, now type in LinkedIn trainer, and I can see the LinkedIn trainers that I have in this list. You see that? Including you. And if I want to stay top of mind with you, all I got to do is just click on this little see recent activity button. It loads all your recent posts, and with one click of a button, I can drop comments. Now I can see you're doing a lot of LinkedIn Lives, and you're publishing a lot of LinkedIn Lives 12 minutes ago, 1 hour ago.
It's all day today. It's my podcast recording day. We're taking them live.
Amazing. So you're really hitting it up over there. So if I want to drop a comment on what you did over here with your little girls and your wife and whatever, I can just drop a comment over here and says, Thomas, your words truly resonate. Balancing fatherhood and entrepreneurship is no small feat, but the growth and learning make it worthwhile. Okay, so now I press insert. I tag you so that you notice me. And then at the end, I can just add a little boom here if I want, just to kind of touch it up and make sure that you see it. If instead I wanted to leave you some Tony Robbins quote or something, I can do the same thing. I can hit a drop down. Instead, I can change my persona, and I can change my persona to quote. I have a persona that produces quotes from various people, like Tony Robbins, Peter Drucker, and whatever. So I press insert, and now I just, Thomas, great question. Focus on solutions, not politics. The best way to predict the future is to create it. And do you see the way I generated that in about 2 seconds? And now I'm top of mind with you, and I provided you with a quote, which I believe quotes are inspirational and add value to the conversation. And so I can go off.
I would agree with you on that. Yes.
I can go off and even I can go to an old post. I love doing this for people. I like going to like an old post. And then what I do is I can go to an old post, and then I can write a poem. I can answer it in Spanish. I could promote my school community. I could promote my book, my high energy networking book, and it'll actually put the call to action, tie it into the conversation of the post, put a picture of the book, and then boom, I just did all that. Again, not even automating anything on LinkedIn. This is literally just using AI technology like Grammarly that is built right into the tool. So again, if you don't want to use the Chrome extension, you don't have to use it. You can just go into the back end here and you can write posts, and I generate ideas.
Let's dive into that a bit, because I've tried it and used it, and LinkedIn flagged me immediately when I was using the extension for automation. Now, we weren't automating anything with it. I was just trying to leverage the tech. For if anybody who experiences that, first of all, it happens. Sometimes you'll get a flag from LinkedIn for a number of reasons. So don't panic. It's not a big deal, and don't shoot the technologist that you're using.
Yeah, if you get flagged for automation, what I always tell people, it's probably has nothing to do with the actual technology that you have on there. And even though it appears to be, it could be that you're using LinkedIn too much in that moment. What happens is when you have a certain amount of page loads or a certain amount of activity, LinkedIn will automatically send you a thing that says you're using automation. That's the standard thing that they say. If I went and I did the following, I went to LinkedIn and I did this. Watch this. I'm going to control click on Shay, Hannah, Troy, Daisy, Neil, Judah, Menachem, Isaac. You see all these people are loading in the background here on top. I don't know if you can see it on top.
Yep.
But all these people are loading right now. Right now, I'm going to get flagged from LinkedIn saying, hey, slow the freak down. What are you doing? You're using automation. We don't like this. This is crazy, right? I'm going to close these out and I'm not using any technology. I'm just control clicking on things. If I sent out 50 direct messages within a short period of time, I'm going to get flagged by LinkedIn. You have to know the rules. That's why sometimes using robots and automation that comply with LinkedIn's rules are safer than manually going really fast. I use Sales Navigator all the time. You see now LinkedIn flagged me. I got a 429 error saying go to hell. They literally just flagged me right now saying you know what a 429 error means?
I don't know. I don't know what 429ers, like denial of service.
Yeah, so too many requests. You see, I just opened up 10 posts, 10 people's profiles, and I got denial of service just like that.
And now, so that let me explain. So I think what happens is when we are using the tech, we could go so fast doing comments and interactions.
That's the problem. You got to slow down.
That you have to slow it down. And so I talk about this a lot on when you're doing your social media and anything else. Focus on quality over quantity, because the systems are battling quantity.
And then you can go, and then you could start using YouTube. Like, let's say LinkedIn blocked me now. Now I'm blocked from LinkedIn. I can't even load LinkedIn if I wanted to. So now instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using YouTube. So now I'm on YouTube, and I have this YouTube channel called Evie AI, and I could start focusing on this YouTube channel, how to save profiles, how to do all this stuff. You see this? This is my little YouTube channel.
I was unaware you could use YouTube with it. So go into that a little bit. Show me how you can leverage your tool for
you're not going to use YouTube with Evie AI. So if I wanted to write something for one of my videos, so check this out. Let's say over here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to select this, and I want to write a more SEO-friendly post related to this video. This video sucks. So I'm going to go into Evie AI. I'm going to click on Post Writer, and I'm going to write a post for YouTube related to this. I'm going to go into Evie AI here. I have an Evie AI thing. I'm going to paste this in here, and I'm going to press Generate. And what it's going to do is it's going to take this conversation here, this thing that I wrote here that might not be so optimized, and write an entire very well-written thing for YouTube. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go in here, and then I'm going to edit this video. You see where it says Edit Video? And then I'm going to add this to the bottom here, and I'm going to paste it. Now I have more content with actual things about how Evie AI stands out and blah, 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 all this SEO-friendly stuff. Because YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world after Google. People search on YouTube more than anything else. So you could use Evie AI to create content for YouTube as well. And most people have really terrible content on their videos. And so you could use the back end over here to write posts for your blog, for your articles, for your newsletters, for whatever you want. Now, the thing is, I'm using templates all the time for lots of different things. I have templates for messages, for comments. So if I want to leave comments on YouTube videos, I can have, comments that I create in advance, and then I could just copy them and paste them as YouTube videos just like that. Again, if you don't want to use extensions, you don't have to, but this tool is very, very powerful because it allows you to do so much more on LinkedIn, YouTube, and other channels. And we're going to be integrating it into those channels natively as well.
So talk about this a little bit on this. So, I see you're using ChatGPT 4.0, and tell me about where you guys sit above that to add additional value than someone just going to Chat or GPT or some of the other things. Like, what have you done specifically in this technology that puts the layer in that makes it better?
We allowed you to have, so what we do to make it better is that we allow you to have very specific personas that add calls to action. So for example, if I want to act as Joe Apfelbaum and leave a comment that's under 30 words and make it relevant to the topic and include information about my school community, my free school community, which is skool.com/EvieAI, now it's going to create a comment on a video or on a post or in a message or in a direct message related to this because it's in my persona. So you can have multiple personas. You can also do it as company pages. So everything is built into the system. You don't have to go back and forth. If I want to leave a comment on LinkedIn, traditionally what I would have to do is I would have to go in here, copy this post, put it into ChatGPT, train ChatGPT onto what I'm about and who I am and blah, blah, blah. And then I would have to come back here and then go in here and paste it in here. Paste the answer that I like. But over here, all I got to do is select the right persona, hit generate, and then I could leave a comment just like that. If you leave too many comments, you're going to get flagged. You saw I opened up 10 posts, I get flagged right away. 429, error, you're using too much stuff. But if I slow down, I can actually be successful. And it's all automated systems that are flagging you. So it's like, it's not even someone sitting there saying, oh, I know you installed this thing. No one knows you installed anything because you can't even tell that you installed FEAI because there's no way for LinkedIn to detect it because we're not using their cookie. If you're using another company, there are plenty of companies that you could use out there. They use your cookie. They don't comply with LinkedIn's terms and conditions, and LinkedIn knows that they're using your cookie. There's another one called Taplio. There's a bunch of others that are 4 times, 5 times the price, and they actually do things that don't comply with LinkedIn's terms and conditions. So if you're using those, you will get flagged and you will get banned. But the way that we built it, because I've been training companies on how to leverage LinkedIn for the past decade, and because I'm a LinkedIn trainer myself, not a cockroach, I teach people how to ethically use LinkedIn. I teach people.
I think we need a new name. There's like 2,000. It should be like
so check this out. So
Blue Whale or something.
Exactly, but look at this. Most people can only send 50 in-mails in Sales Navigator per month, right? You pay $100 a month, $109, whatever, and you can send 50 in-mails. But look how many in-mails I'm able to send. This is just Monday. I'm going to go back here just to kind of show you how many in-mails I'm able to send. And I have technology helping me do this. So look at this. In-mail. This is much more than 50. I actually sent over 300 in-mails just like this. And these in-mails were created, the templates are inside FEAI. So it makes my life very easy for me to just use templates right here, you see? So if I want to send somebody something, I just go in here, send the template, and I can send hundreds of these to the right list, and I can do it manually, but using templates to make things go faster. You see how many I used? Now, if I want to see how many people replied to me, out of the 300 people that I messaged in the past few days, I'm going to go to accepted. You're going to see that 30 people accepted. You see, 30 people accepted. Somebody says, I'd like to learn more. This guy says, sure, send me the video. This guy said, sure. This guy over here said, sure, I'd like to learn more.
So when someone accepts it, you get to do more is the idea behind that.
And I have this template ready to go inside FEAI. I don't even need to like sit down I sent him this with the template and this with the template. And now it's about getting him on the phone and building a relationship. Do you see that? So I don't need to use automation. Look what this guy said. I'd love to learn more. I said, perfect. What's your cell? That one I did manual. Over here, this guy said, thank you very much. I'm not interested. He still accepted my request, but he said, I'm not interested. Okay. No problem. No problemo. Okay, so I'm going to press send. Do you see that? Now, let's say, for example, someone tries to pitch me. So if I go to messaging and someone tries to pitch me, I click on InMail just to kind of show you this really cool thing. You're going to love this. And this is using templates. So I'm going to go here and try to find someone that pitched me recently. For example, this guy, Tino. See, Tino sends me this long-ass pitch. I would never do this, by the way. This never works. Sending a long-ass pitch, no one's reading this. But this guy still does it. I'm going to use FEAI to read his pitch and reply with a template. So what template am I going to use?
How to pitch me better.
I'm actually going to use a template that says "Pay me" if you want you want my attention. So I'm going to hit generate. I'm going to say, I got respect for your hustle, so much so that I review every single pitch, and then I say, pay me $40 or whatever to pitch me. Okay, so I press send. So there's a website called pitchfire.com, which allows him to pay me in order to pitch me. Here, watch this. You see this website? So I found the founder because I actually pitched somebody through Sales Navigator, and he replied with his Pitchfire link. It says pitch me and then offer me money to pitch me. And the minimum offer I said is $40, but you can.
How many people take you up on that?
I haven't sent it to a lot of people, and this is brand new. I just set it up, but they say about 5% of people will take you up on it. So if I send it to 100, I'll have 5 of them hit me up. So I haven't been responding to too many people with that. But think about that for a second. People are pitching you all the time. You can use FEAI to write a customized response. You see, this is a customized response. Thank you so much for reaching out and sharing your details about the Executive Roundtable. Your work helping companies communicate effectively with multilingual blah, blah, blah. I've got respect for the hustle, so much so that I review every single pitch. Submit it below. Looking forward to hearing from you and learning more from your approach. So basically, pay me to pitch me. So he sent me this whole long thing. He gets a response. He's like, oh, my God, someone responded. He wrote this whole thing. I didn't write shit. Okay, I didn't write anything. I just had the AI write the whole thing and include a link for this guy to pay me money. So could you imagine if I send this to 100 people a month and then I'm able to make, let's say, 5% of that, 5% of those people, let's call it 5 people, pay me $100 each. I just made $500 off doing this, and I can hire a VA to do it. I can pay a VA, let's say $100 a month or $200 a month to do this for me,
Right.
and then I can give her FAI. She doesn't even need to learn. She doesn't even need to speak English. If you think about that, she doesn't even need to speak English. Let me see if this is even on my profile right now, because this is new.
Actually, I will tell you, in LinkedIn, right, as you know, you can set up auto response. Hey, if you're trying to pitch me, you can do so here. Otherwise, I'll be in touch soon.
Yeah. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that on my profile, because I have so many people that message me every single day. So if I do that, it's just going to be annoying. But I'm doing it for people that in-mail me. And by the way, guys, if you're watching this live, and I know we have quite a few people watching this live, leave me a comment. Just write boom in the comments so that I see that you guys are live. I'm going to write a boom on my own thing just to kind of see that it works, and I'll come back here. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Thomas, but if you go to your recent activity and you refresh your own recent activity, that's how you can see the real-time comments, because often you can't see the real-time comments on your post while you're on it. So if you go to your recent activity, that's how you kind of see it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on FAI. So FAI has the ability to summarize your profile. It has the ability to see your recent activities. So I would say use it, but don't abuse it. Because if you abuse it, and by the way, I'm going to go in here 26 minutes ago. I'm going to say boom, and I'm going to tag you, and I'm going to hit boom. So if you guys are watching this live, go ahead and put some booms in. Put some booms in the room. Thomas, are you going to update your about section? Oh my God, he already did it.
I put it in there as quickly as I could, so I could be not so distracted. You know, I don't want ADD to take over all these little juicy things.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. And you have the whole thing in case you need it. By the way, over here where it says websites, I would include your YouTube profile as well.
Oh, that's good.
Just as a and make it SEO friendly. So this way, it gets picked up by the search engines as well.
Beautiful.
And here's another tip that I have for you. So if you go down to where it says more, you don't have articles. You have newsletters, but you don't have articles. So articles is when you publish a newsletter that is not a newsletter. So did you know that you can publish an article?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I put all mine in the newsletter right now.
Right. So but what you want to do is, if you don't want it to be in the newsletter and you want a separate tab, you can actually publish it as an article. And I do that often. So check this out. I'll just show you an example of that. And that ranks really well on Google as well, separately from the newsletter. So this way you don't have to bother people. Let's say you want to post quite a few things, but you don't want to bother people. So if you click on articles, you'll notice, for example, I have like LinkedIn best practices for real estate agents. I don't need to send that to my whole list of 11,000 followers, 11,000 subscribers, but I want it over here. So I have pictures of me showing exactly how to do this with all these different real estate agents that I have relationships with. You see this? And all the best practices. So I send this to real estate agents as a link, and then they're able to get lots of value from this, but it's an article that ranks on Google. So if I just copy this and I just search this on Google, chances are that on the first page of Google, number one, that my article is going to show up. You see that? And that happens for almost all the keywords that I use in articles. So if you want to create many articles with FAI, you can do that. You can create LinkedIn articles that are very SEO friendly on a particular niche topic, and then publish them as articles, and they won't necessarily show up on your LinkedIn feed, but they'll show up on Google, which I love.
Beautiful, because it's indexed by MSN for the.
Not only that, if you go in incognito mode on LinkedIn just shows very few things, but there's something called the Today thing. Have you ever seen the LinkedIn Today?
Sure.
There's something called, you can't even see it unless you're not logged in. So if I do Control-Shift-N, you can't even see what I'm looking at right now. Let me stop sharing my screen and reshare my incognito mode. Share screen, incognito. Okay, so this is my incognito mode. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So if I type in site : linkedin.com Joe Apfelbaum, so it's going to search to see what comes up. So it comes up, linkedin.com/in/Joe Apfelbaum, and then right under there's a URL that's linkedin.com/today. So check this out. I'm going to click on it. Do you see this? You probably have never seen this for your own profile.
No, I've never experienced that.
Dude, it's insane because I'm using algorithms and AI robots to like scan Google and stuff like that. I'm able to see the stuff. So this is my newsletter and my articles combined in one. It's one page. It's called today/author/your username. But if you try to look at it while you're logged in, you're never going to find this. This is only for search engines. But look how juicy it makes it for search engines to find every article you've ever created. Look how juicy this is. It lays it out so beautifully. I've been doing SEO for 20 years. And so I understand how to reverse engineer SEO algorithms.
Let me ask a question then. So, would you, if someone has to compete between their website and SEO in blog articles or LinkedIn, are you saying that it'd be better to put it in LinkedIn just as articles and let it be?
I would say integrate both together. I would say have different versions. Now that you have AI, it used to be that if you had to pay copywriters, I would say focus on one or the other. But you can use both these days. So I'll sometimes take an article and repurpose it for my website and put it on a WordPress blog, which works really, really well from an SEO standpoint, and then republish it and republish it and repurpose it and repurpose it and put it on YouTube and put it on Medium and put it on a bunch of different places. And you'll have the same article said in many different ways, targeting many different keywords. There's a website called Answer the Public. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard of it.
Answer the
Talk to
Public
me about it,
allows
though.
you, yeah, Answer the Public allows you, so I'm going to do LinkedIn Trainer. Let's say I want to rank for the word LinkedIn Trainer. So I would search LinkedIn Trainer. Check this out. It's going to show me every disposition, preposition, comparison, alphabeticals, numbers, and related. And I teach people how to leverage this inside our school community. We have a school community called skool.com/AI automation, where I teach how to do AI automations and LinkedIn automation. I know that you're not into bots, but if you want to learn how to send 800 in-mails a month, and if you want to learn how to do things properly, so check this out. These are all the CPC keywords, and look at the way it brainstorms how to do it. LinkedIn Training Pros, LinkedIn Training Certification, LinkedIn Trainer, LinkedIn Training Profiles. It doesn't give you a lot of information. You see that? It doesn't have a lot of PPC stuff for LinkedIn Trainer, but it gives you what's available here. So LinkedIn Trainer is a terrible keyword. But if I wanted to just put LinkedIn in there and do search, let's just see what comes up then. Oh, it doesn't let me do it unless I log in. Let me just Answer the Public. Let me stop sharing my screen here. Let me reshare my regular screen because it wants me to log in, so I may as well log in and show you how it works. Boom, boom. So we're back on LinkedIn. We're going to go to Answer the Public just to show you something. So check this out. LinkedIn. I'm going to do search. I'm going to continue with Google. I'm going to select my email address. I'm going to log in, blah, 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 dismiss. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Now it's going to actually do it. Now I get 3 searches per day for free, and you can see what's going. So look at this. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Do you see this? This is every keyword related to LinkedIn right over here. So what you can do is you can pick different segments from each one of these things here for this is for your LinkedIn article, for your website, for your blog, for your YouTube. You see that? And you could focus the same content, but pick another primary keyword within your demographic and within your target market. Look at these prepositions. LinkedIn, all the questions and answers and all the different possible things. Comparisons. Look at all this. LinkedIn and this. LinkedIn and AI. LinkedIn and Microsoft. LinkedIn and what? You see that? All these comparisons right over here. LinkedIn versus this. LinkedIn versus that. And then what you can do is you can keep going on and on. Look how many keywords are right over here, all alphabeticalized for you, all organized for you. You can feed all this into artificial intelligence together with all the click data and the search volume. You see, because they're pulling search volume because they're integrated into SERP and SEMrush and in Moz, and they're getting all this data from SpyFu. And what you can do is you can integrate all this into an AI that will help you write tons of content and build out your keyword strategy like that. So
and I'll have you put in the chat what your school is. Do you see you can learn some of this stuff on your school community?
Yeah, so I teach all this in my school community. So if you go to www.skool.com/AI automation, we have 2 classes a month, every single month, and then we have office hours where we kind of work together implementing. But we not only teach LinkedIn automation, we also teach how to like automatically update your website, automatically update your Twitter, automatically, just like set up automations that do it automatically. But you first need the right strategy. So you need to have the right strategy set up, and this is what informs your strategy. This SEO stuff informs your strategy, figuring out, okay, what are the keywords I need to be ranking for, and how do I properly be able to set myself up for success without getting penalized? Because, of course, Google, if you're trying to spam Google, they'll know. You have to actually add value. If you're not adding value, it's not going to work. So I can take this and turn this into massive value. Now, you could also use a website like Quora. Have you ever heard of Quora?
Yep.
So you just, it wants me to log into.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have you log in for that one.
All right, so I search keyword related to LinkedIn. I'm going to search LinkedIn. and you're going to see every question that anybody ever asked related to LinkedIn here. You see this? Look at this. This is all the questions, and all these questions are ranking really, really well on Google. So I highly recommend checking these things out, because this is what's going to help you be able to really take your experience to the next level.
Are you saying, so tie that back to your saying with some of the articles. So are you saying some of the you be writing these on Quora, or would you be using the articles on LinkedIn to answer those questions?
Exactly. I'd be using the articles on LinkedIn to answer these questions. So you would find questions from here. And there's endless amounts of questions. You can just keep going down and 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 down, and it will never end. This will never end for the history of time. I've tried this. I've scrolled for 30 minutes. I did not end scrolling. I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it never
So are you
ends.
taking automation to pull those questions into AI to write the articles that didn't go automatically published to, not LinkedIn or whatever else, but are you creating a flow as new article questions come in? Or talk to me about how you would recommend using those, Quora, the answer the public, those kind of things, into an automation sequence that helps build content.
Okay, so what I would tell you is, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I explain this to you very, very clearly. What I would want you to do is, first you have to train an AI assistant to understand who you are, whether it's Evie AI, your AI assistant for LinkedIn. Remember I showed you personas and how to do that? Or whether it's ChatGPT or Anthropic Claude or Grok or any of these tools. We actually have a mastermind that meets once a month. It's called the AI Business Development Circle, where we teach you artificial intelligence. So if you want to learn AI, you can actually watch a 3-hour video on our landing page. It's evergreen.com/AI circle, which, by the way, I recommend that you, Thomas, go watch that video. It's a 3-hour video. It's a commitment to watch 3 hours, but once you watch that, you'll get a feeling for what happens every single month inside the community. We just met yesterday. We met for 3 hours, and everyone's mind was blown, completely out of their mind blown. They're like, what the heck did you just do? I actually built this little character here. Let me share my screen again and just kind of show you. I'm going to quickly share my screen, share screen, share window. Let me see if I can share this window here. Check this out. Can you see this guy here?
Can. That's funny. It's a spitting image of you. I can't hear the sound on that, but
you can't hear the sound.
I can't hear the sound. I just talking.
Can I share audio when I'm sharing with this? Or, you know what? I'm going to turn off Mix Minus for a second. Let's see if it'll work. Tell me, I turned off Mix Minus, so check this out.
Opportunity to leverage LinkedIn, the professional social network, and you need to educate yourself and commit to being on the platform more. My personal brand is everything to me as a broker, and networking happens 24 hours a day on LinkedIn. Each time I post, I get exposure. When I comment, I build credibility, and my messaging campaigns get me meetings with building owners, business owners, and referral partners. Want to take a small class with yours truly? Let me know. I'm Tony Russo, and I love commercial real estate and LinkedIn. I am an expert at both commercial real estate and LinkedIn.
So this guy is my little AI avatar, and I can have him say things to people as an agent. So those are the types of things. So what I want people to know is the flow is like this. You find a source of information that you trust. For example, Microsoft's LinkedIn page. And you scrape that LinkedIn page, and you have an agent go and watch the LinkedIn page every time there's a new post. There's a website called make.com. There's another one called Zapier. These are automation websites that do things. They're no-code platforms that allow you to monitor things. You could also use Appify. There's a bunch of different sites that you can use to have agents that log into places and do things for you. But let's say, very, very simply, I want to monitor Microsoft's LinkedIn page. Then I want to take the content from Microsoft's page, put it into a spreadsheet. Then I want an AI to analyze the content that it put into the spreadsheet, and then create a topic for my Twitter from that content if it has a particular keyword in it. So if it has a particular keyword, like for example AI, then I want it to analyze it. If not, whatever. That's the idea. You can build logic like that. And then make me a series of 5 tweets promoting that and put those today. promoting Microsoft's new post on LinkedIn. And then after that, send an email with all 5 tweets to my ex and tell her to like it from somebody else. Whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? The point, and then you could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. So you set a trigger, and then you set training, and then you do an analysis, and then you take an action, and then you can set it, and then it can just set off a whole bunch of actions that happen.
Love it.
So let me turn off the feedback thing. Okay. So, but do you get what I'm saying?
I think what you're saying is also someone like me, even though kind of gets this space, I would tell you, I would think I'd need to, hire someone like you to set it up. So we got like about 5 minutes later. So loves the stuff. We're going to have to continue to do another one of these live and get on a very focused topic, because this is like there's a bunch of spreads we can put on bread, and we just got like 50 different ones. So I definitely want to do another one of these with you. Very focused.
I would love it.
Topics.
I would love it. And by the way, if you do want to hire me to set up an automation for you or a series of automations, the first thing we would need to do is have an automation strategy session. And we provide that as a marketing agency, Ajax Union. We provide something called an AI blueprint, where we learn about your business and we figure out all the different automations you can have in your business. And then we execute on some of them, and then we quote out the rest of them, because some of them are going to be outside of the scope of the price of the strategy. But some of them are really simple. If you say monitor my company page and then write a tweet about it and tweet it right away, then we can create that automation. So we'll come up with a list of all the different, you might have an automation that wants to monitor your YouTube channel, take any clip that you have in your any video that comes on your YouTube channel that's alive, and then automatically put it in and create clips and send that to Twitter, or send that to TikTok or whatever. If it has a certain virality score level, you can have an AI even judge it, Like, you can have an AI be the judge. So I like creating little agents that do things and that give scores to things, and based on the score, it can send it back to the other AI and say, make it better, and give it instructions on how to make it better. So you can have this whole system, this whole agency that you built with little agents.
So take this last thought. I look at some of these automations and tools, and I'm one who's not a big fan of automating your networking, but I am of one of growing a following that way. So there's a slightly different thing between growing a following versus networking and getting to know people. This, though, like what you're describing, a lot of these things, you could grow a Twitter channel probably pretty quickly just by resharing some of the latest things with a little comment. So maybe just talk to me about the strategy maybe you see from that perspective of follower growth, leveraging these automations without it being spammy or brand wrecking. So maybe close with that of how you would look at and approach that.
So I'll look at it this way. I'm at the gym and I'm speaking to a pastor in the locker room. We're having a conversation, and I'm talking about AI, and he's like, "Oh my God, I would love to learn more about your AI, and I'd love to follow you online." I said, 2 birds at one stone. Send the word demo to 973-841-8868. He goes ahead, sends the word demo to 973-841-8868, and my AI replies with a demo of Evie AI. That's using automation, but networking with somebody one-on-one, and saving him the time and the time for me to go and email him a link to allow him to go follow me on LinkedIn and build a relationship with me. So you could use automation while still doing one-on-one things. You just have to learn not to be spammy and do permission-based automations. So if I ask you for permission, say, hey, can I send you a series of 5 emails over the next 5 weeks, just explaining to you what I do for a living in drips, so you don't get overwhelmed of me selling you a whole encyclopedia right now? And you'll be like, sure, send it to me. And you know they're coming because you gave me permission to send it. That's very different than me just spamming my entire list for no reason. But if we had a conversation and you want to get the drips, you want to get the course, you want to get the automation, coaching without permission is not criticism. Coaching without permission is criticism, I should say. Coaching without permission is criticism. But if I
feel like you're criticizing me by saying that.
Yeah, exactly. So coaching without permission is criticism. So if you ask permission from the person, so what I should really say, automation without permission is spam.
Agreed with that. No, that is a true statement, because I don't mind getting automated if I've said, please go, I want to learn more. 100% true on that. And if you're leading with like sequencing before someone, like this is why I don't like cold email. It's like, get out of my inbox, and all I want to do is not talk to you. So I love it. Tell you what, so like, who do you want to get a hold of you? Like, right now, who should get a hold of you? How should they do that?
If you have a sales team and you want to grow your business and you want your sales team to be using LinkedIn more effectively together with AI, I'd love to share with you my AI for LinkedIn called Evie AI, We are working with sales teams now. We're helping them be able to all use LinkedIn together. Imagine you have a company page. Nobody's liking and commenting your company page. Now you have 50 sales reps. They're all leaving a comment every day in their own unique voice because they all got trained how to use it properly. And now they're all leaving a thoughtful comment, and your company page is being amplified. Now they have the ability to write comment, and now their network is seeing who they are, and this grows your business.
I love it. Joe, this is the first of many interactions we're going to go do on this, because we'll come up with a content plan and dive in some really weedy stuff, I think, with LinkedIn and YouTube and some other article writing, because there's tons of value here. Obviously, you know the space really well. I may call you a GOAT on this one. You might be the GOAT of this. There's a lot of people competing for that title.
Yeah, some people say they want to be a GOAT. For me, I'm happy just literally to be an advisor to 1,000 people. That's really what I want. People want to go viral. I just want to serve 1,000 people. That's it. I want to make a difference for if I can help the right 1,000 people make a difference in their life, if I can help 1,000 companies with their sales teams make a difference in their life, I'm done. You know, I have 30,000 connections on LinkedIn. I am routinely removing connections. I'm on a mission to remove connections.
I do 2,000 a month. So I stay, mine stayed around 34, 35,000, because every month I do about 1 to 2K. I remove people who have not interacted with me in 6 months.
And this is how you build an engaged network with people that actually respond. So if I send you a message over the past 4 years, every single month, and you haven't responded yet, the chances are over the next 4 years, you're not going to respond. So I'm removing you. And
also, here's the last thing I'll leave you with automation that I don't like with when it's not permission based. As soon as I am interested in what you said and I see that you've been spamming me for 4 years, I'm no longer interested. I'm like, oh my God, this is just, they finally got through. I'm kind of pissed about it. Like, oh, then I'll study it a little bit, see how I can crack it. Joe, thanks so much. Hang out for a minute here. Thanks so much for coming on. I'm going to bring you back on. I'll say hi to you off camera here, but thanks, Joe, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Boom, guys.
Evie AI.
Hit that repost button, ladies and gentlemen. If you see this video anywhere, hit like, share, comment, hit the repost. It's important to do the call to action. This way you can serve Tom, you can serve me, help us be able to get the word out about these important tools. Boom.
Yeah, and even if you see this later, comment on something you want to know, because we'll see it and we'll happily follow up directly with you. So thank you so much, Joe. I'll bring you right back on. Guys, thank you so much for making it to this point. If this was your first time, or even if you've been here before, you rock for getting to this point in the video and the podcast. You got to check out Evie AI, amazing tech. Joe has so much knowledge in this space of just beyond just LinkedIn. So if you can get 30 minutes of his time, you will learn something, I assure you. Thank you so much once again for getting here, listening to Never Been Promoted, watching it. Until we meet again, get out there, go unleash your entrepreneur. Thanks for listening.